It's time for the stuff. It is time for the good stuff? Is it the good stuff? It's not. Obviously, all the news everywhere all the time right now is about abortion and Roe v. Wade for good reason. I think it's pretty easy to suss out my opinion on Roe v. Wade and the access to abortion that people should have. I guess a quick summary of mine: it should be anyone that wants to get an abortion should be able to get one at any point for anything at any time. The reason that I would do that is simple. There's too many ways that pregnancy goes wrong. There's too many reasons for people to want to get rid of a pregnancy, and there's too few people that abuse. And I'm going to say abuse the way that these people sometimes say is the third trimester, late term, willy-nilly abortion, which doesn't happen. So, we need to leave all avenues open because you have no idea when a situation will come up that one of your laws prevents them from having something like unethical happen to them. I think really just no restrictions at all leads to the best case. And then if you're a doctor and you're like, wow, this specific case might go against my ethical code, then you can bring it up and you can kick that idea around. I don't mind. But I can't imagine people are getting 9 months pregnant and then getting abortions. Also, just for everyone's, this is for all the lefties that are arguing on behalf of this. It's not a gendered topic. It doesn't have to be. They're going to obfuscate with trans people. We're about to watch a video with Steven Crowder. I have not watched this video. We're going to watch a couple more videos later tonight, and if you're on YouTube, you can watch those as well. On other, they're clickable. The argument that we might hear, I certainly hear it almost every time, is that like, you can't even define woman, right? You can't even define it. It doesn't matter because it's not about women, okay? I know that sometimes we will defer to, say, a woman, blah, blah, blah. I might even do it in response to them. It's not really about that, and it's not about trans people at all, okay? Trans people are an incidental aspect of the population that are also affected by this, of course, because some trans people have reproductive organs that cause them to be pregnant. But you don't have to use gendered terminology for this. But also, I think if they're talking about women, we don't have to correct them to consider trans people right now. Right? I don't think that you're talking to someone who doesn't even want women in the cis sense to be able to have control of their bodies. Do you think that they think that a trans person's viability or validity is also a topic we should be bringing up right now? I understand the impetus, and I understand like that you would want to do something like that.
Her ramble was just a gorilla.
But we don't have to do that. It doesn't serve the argument, and you're not going to beat them on both. Okay? It's not important right now. All right? It's important in general, but in this case specifically, the argument isn't served by it. It bogs it down, and it changes the topic to trans people, which are always scapegoated in these situations to justify horrible behavior, which is another, I mean, they're literally bringing you up because they think they can get away with it. So, First Time Chatter says, I just got banned from a trans stream for saying nice dress. Interesting that you would call it a trans stream. I'm sure you're a fine person, though. I'm sure the way that you typed that at me right now was not a red flag. And you're just a fine person. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see if you stick around. So this is Steven Crowder talking about abortion and the Roe v. Wade stuff.
Of course, as expected. And by this, what I mean when I say as expected, I don't just mean that it's coming from the left. I don't just mean the type of reaction, but that the people who are delivering these reactions also look exactly how you would expect them to.
See? Typecasting people. This is another thing. Just conservatives in general, a lot of it's aesthetic for them. A lot of it's aesthetic, which is wild considering that this guy has this aesthetic. And they're like, yeah, I like this. I don't understand what they like about this, but they do. I think maybe we shouldn't make legislation based on aesthetic preferences. That's my ideal world. We stop dealing with aesthetic preferences. Okay, see ya. What are you talking about? Am I supposed to be talking to you or some shit? The fuck is your problem, fella? What do you got going on? Bye? We won't be like, see you later, I guess. Bye? You're mad about something? What are you mad about? Fuck off. Singing Reaper, thanks so much for the 15 months. You know, since I was late to the stream and saw Steven Crowder on the screen, I was hoping I missed most of this vid, only see the progress bar at 0. Nope, you're here.
Enjoy.
Oh,
It could.
wait, but they're laugh. That's wait, they're laugh. This was the intended. What do you think? This person was caught candidly on TikTok and then uploaded this, thinking this wouldn't be like funny or anything. Like, they're mad, but this is obvious. This is a TikTok reaction video. Okay. One like. They're the first ones. Mel Plays, thanks for the 90 minutes. Or, not Mel Plays 90. Thanks for the follow. It says, Mel Plays 90 followed this minute. So I said, thanks for 90 minutes for some reason. Too high.
It could also become a criminal offense.
It's Black or Pete Davidson.
Murder or manslaughter to have a miscarriage or carry out
It's Black or Pete Davidson. Okay.
an abortion in a different state.
Dennis
This
Rodman
will be
thinks you look
arguably the
stupid.
single largest
Dennis
slide.
Rodman. Oh, because Dennis. Okay. I was thinking basketball player Dennis Rodman because I'm a basketball guy. I played. Well, I didn't play fucking NBA basketball, but you know, I like basketball. It's my favorite sport. So this is the Dennis Rodman I was thinking of, but he's thinking of, you know, oh, look at I guess that's wacky Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman recently. Dennis Rodman has been always a contentious person with the more conservative-minded. You can see a lot of guns back there. Dennis Rodman is sort of non-binary. The conversation is weird with Dennis Rodman. Dennis is a strange individual. If you know anything about Dennis, definitely has had a fascinating life, and I wish him the best. But I guess that's what's going on here. Okay, all right.
Carry out an abortion
Dennis
in a
Rodman
different
thinks you look weird. I think this person looks more normal than Dennis Rodman. Am I weird? Like, this person is just a good-looking person with pink hair and stuff.
Oh, Dennis Rodman.
Is he NBA? I hadn't heard. Sort of. Okay, so Dennis Rodman has had conversations about his gender and sexuality many times, and he has been pretty reluctant to define it. But a couple times when he's made like affirmations toward his gender or sexuality, it's been like gender fluid or non-binary and pansexual. Like it's anytime. So it's not confirmed because Dennis doesn't like really talk about it a ton. So it's not our place to say. But sometimes there's affirmations toward, you know, that kind of language.
Arguably the single largest slide into fascism for this country.
What are we mad about this
in
person?
living memory, and that is saying something. Do what
Comb
you
your
gotta
hair.
do, but be ready.
The reason they're keeping this focused on abortion rights is that, look, there's lots of people
I like those earrings.
who are
Ever sleep with a
religious,
woman with a
and even though
goatee?
the Bible doesn't say anything about it.
I like to wake
Wait, what the fuck? Sleep with a woman with a goatee.
up next to Clown
This
Smash
has
Mouth.
way more.
I wish the
potential
doctor
than
would
just
flip
that.
some.
It's so weird that like maybe I'm around like not just cis and straight folks all the time. This is a good look. It's just someone wearing makeup and also has facial hair. Like, I don't know what this person's gender is, but it doesn't matter, right? Well, who cares? It's so weird. If it's not for you, it's not for you. It doesn't have to be for you.
Some of this
Because
fat
it's
out my
about
neck.
privacy.
So these are not tears
Demolition
of
Man.
like sadness.
Demolition
These
Man.
are tears of rage.
Okay, so these are just normal looking folks now? Just average folks?
I do it, I become the enemy.
Your diet is the abortion.
Oh, fatty. I see.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here's the thing.
Sorry, that may have
That's
been
it?
too far. but
No, it's not too far. It's not too far at all. It's ad hominem. It's entirely appropriate because all of them
ad
are scary. Now,
They're all scary? What? What are they scared of?
Well, especially the first one. It's like, what you worry about guys? You worry what? Like you don't have to worry about that.
No. Well, that's what I have a theory. It's always really, really unattractive women who, for example, they bitch about catcalling. They bitch about abortion. And here's the thing.
Bitching about catcalling and abortion. I don't even know what to do with these fucking people anymore, man. Can we make sure that these guys stop getting fucked? Like, how is this happening? I have no idea how society continues producing these chumps. It's so weird. I can't, like, I don't know. Maybe it's the security in which I've experienced my gender and masculinity and sexuality. Like, that's never really been a thing. And I know I'm just a cishet fella. So, I mean, what insecurities could I have about that? But like, these guys come across so insecure. Why do you care what somebody else looks like or who they fuck or how they express themselves? I just can't imagine giving a shit. Like, and looking down the street and going like, I should legislate that out of the law. Like, why? I thought we were for freedom and stuff. I don't give a fuck how you live your life. If you want to wear embarrassing gun holsters, I want you to. I want you to feel like you can wear that and be happy. I don't really give a shit. If you want a little tiny baby gun on your desk and a bunch of pipes, do it. Do it. I want you to live the best life. If this makes you happy, go for it. I can't imagine just trying to tell other people how to be happy, though. Ugh.
I know there are plenty of attractive women who believe in the right to abortion. That being said, women who are attracted, this is just a theory. Just to be clear, this is just conjecture. Okay? I'm not a doctor on ugly chicks. No. They look like, because attractive women who support abortion, they still, they're often because they can sleep with whoever they want.
Well, they're interested in the choice.
But they're predominantly concerned with usually attractive women like, hey, I'm not a slut. You know what I mean? That's like, hey, I'm not a slut. So they typically don't want to go out and shout their abortion.
They're just trapped in like such a weird part of like thinking. Ashy Boo, thanks for the 18 months. Guys, slut shaming aside, like, have as much sex as you want. I don't care. But, like, I've met there's a reason that some sluts are good looking. Or there's a reason that they're sluts, like, because they're good looking. Like sometimes that is the case. It happens. Some people are conventionally good looking and fuck around. It's both. Like the implication that only the truly ugly are out here fucking is like not my experience. I don't know. Who are these people having sex with? What does Steven Crowder have a wife? She better be fucking smoke show, dude. Steven Crowder wife. She's just a normal-looking person, man. Jesus fuck. Really? All right, I'm not going to shame her on here. Because, I mean, she looks fine. She's a fine-looking person. But she's not a fucking, like... She's not going to make you die because you look at... You know, like some people are just, like, too attractive? She's fine. He's fine. Whatever. They are average people. Dude, am I gonna lose my mind if I like what the fuck? Only the good looking. Okay, all right. Come on, man.
These often women want to be like, look, so everybody wants to catcall me, and I'm having so much sex that I have to have all these abortions, you guys. And everyone's like,
it's not all these abortions, bro. Like, you know what? Steven Crowder, have the confidence to talk to somebody once in, like, good faith. Steven blocked me a long time ago on Twitter because he's a pussy. Steven, how about you have, I don't care who it is, Sam Cedar would be perfect. I don't care who it is, though. Could you, like, have an honest conversation, unmoderated, honest conversation with one person you disagree with? Just seeing. Just want to test the waters a little bit. Do you think he has the confidence to do that? I don't believe he does.
Right.
Sure.
And not a random college student, someone that knew they were going to talk to you today.
Somebody, you walking down the street and a construction worker yelling "move" so
Yes.
they can see a hotter woman is not catcalled.
Exactly. This just starts. He just starts aiming his pneumatic drill.
What?
Yeah, that's
aiming his pneumatic drill. I don't even know what that joke was. Because he's a construction worker and he aims his pneumatic drill. Okay. All right. Does he mean jackhammer? No, he means pneumatic drill.
I mean, look, like it's like Lena Dunham's like, oh my gosh, I hope I'm at this party, I'm super drunk, I took muscle relaxers, I hope nobody rapes me. Like, you're good.
Yeah, you're fine. Nobody wants consent or anything.
Have you noticed the playpen? Go in there.
Enjoy. Everyone hates you.
Yes.
You're an awful person.
You're a terrible, terrible person.
Just awful.
They don't have any jokes. People listen to this and giggle. Like fellas listen to this in their car or something. And they're like, huh, 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 huh. What's the funny part?
They even, by the way, they even started supporting outside. We showed you this, but we have some more. The Supreme Court already.
We will not go back. Abortion is healthcare. Abortion is healthcare. Oh, hey, hey. Oh, sexist fascists have to go. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. If we don't get it.
By the way, 68% of Americans believe that abortion should be a right, like a medical right that you should have. So 68%.
I've heard that before.
A similar percentage of people agree that we should have universal health care.
Okay. First off,
or is it 63%? Either way, it's obviously more than half.
Let's break down sexual fascism. This is what they're using nowadays. I mean, we could probably bring up the definition a little bit later. I'm going by rote, but primarily the concern with fascism is them forcing you to conform.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. This would be anti-abortion rhetoric is based purely in religious belief. You think plenty of women watch this? No, they don't. No, they don't. This is not stuff that women listen to. Unless you mean 2% of his audience is women. Okay. What percentage of my audience is women? You know, we have a little bit different standard here. So the like sexual fascism, like you're forcing people specifically to conform to the conservative Christian ideal of sex and how it can work and who should have it and what you should do if you become pregnant. Like these are not like freedom based policies. This is just you're forcing people to do stuff. He's going to say no one's forcing them to have abortions. That's not the same thing. That would also be bad, and I would be against that.
Right? By the threat of force, having to conform with a political persuasion.
Yes.
A point of view, a lifestyle as dictated by a tyrannical government. Can someone make an argument? And if you make a good argument here, we'll pin the comment.
Is forcing people not to murder fascism? What do you mean? River killed the doctor. Are you suddenly having bad takes here?
On YouTube. How kicking
you better
this
be
back
joking. I was like, holy shit. 5 months. 5 months down the drain. All right. I'm on you.
Giving the rights back to the states to determine their own abortion laws. How that is sexual
River killed the
fascism. Who is forcing you to conform to their view of sexuality here?
Wait, what?
Is anyone are they forbidding you from having sex? No.
What do you mean? Stephen, a repeal of this definitely makes it hard for women to, and again, we're talking to him in his cis perspective, like just cis women, don't even involve anybody else, right? Just the ones that he thinks are valid. Just the Christian cis women, the white ones. If they have an ectopic pregnancy, for instance, right? And they have to abort to save their own life, it will become illegal. There's already laws on the books in some southern states. Like already, I think Louisiana was just recently one of these that started to get these on the books right away. Like, these are bad laws that don't make any sense. They're not protecting the baby. It's an ectopic pregnancy. It's not viable. It's not protecting the mother. Who is it protecting? It's not protecting God's will. It's not protecting the sanctity of, like, the fucking, not even the biblical interpretation of this. It's just a bad law. It doesn't make any sense. Even from a pro-life, anti-abortion, like, perspective. It's just dumb shit. Yeah, I get it, River. You're good.
Are they forbidding you from having sex with as many partners as you want? No. Are they forbidding you from having sex a specific way or purchasing a Vietnamese sex hammock? I can testify no. So, how is there sexual fascism? Oh, wait.
It is a nice hammock.
Yes, it is
I
a nice
took a nap on it. I didn't know it was a sex hammock.
Well, it's also because it's supportive.
It's good. It's nice. It came with that wonderful milking table.
It's like sleeping on a cloud.
Yes, it's great.
Also has stirrups. So it's right in there. So, I
like when they try to do the jokes with each other, and they're like, sex, a Vietnamese sex hammock. The funny part there is that it's Vietnamese, I guess. That makes it sound exotic. Sex hammock. Oh, we fuck in the hammock. Isn't having sex funny, guys? I mean, do you see where this is going? You're sort of self-reporting. You know. They just keep going on. It's so weird to watch two people assume they have, like, chemistry together and they just don't. And they're just boring together. Fascinating stuff.
I don't understand. Where's the sexual fascism coming from? Oh, wait, hold on a second. And this is something, whether you agree with my point of view or not, even as it relates to what happens after you've had sex irresponsibly and couldn't be bothered to purchase a 25-cent rubber at a truck stop or use birth control, or if you're...
Birth control is getting banned in a lot of these places, too. They're not, you say just use a rubber at a truck stop. Did you know, Steven Crowder, that the same people who are anti-abortion are also anti-sexual education? Did you know that a large problem with the entire abortion debate is that abortion clinics, the places that you can get these, are places where most people get their affordable birth control? Steven? Did you know that birth control and 25-cent rubbers at truck stops are not in fact free? And so poor people are directly targeted by this? Did you know, Steven Crowder, that if poor people get pregnant, they are less likely to be able to support that child? Did you know that because this directly forces more poor people into having children that they cannot afford instead of being able to get an abortion, that this creates a further deepening hole in which the lower class must subsist in? And you say simply don't have sex. So now, poor people, if you're poor, you simply don't get to fuck. Okay? So you can't do that. You can't do drugs because they're illegal unless you're rich enough to have them. So you can't do that. You shouldn't have all of the frivolous stuff like entertainment. So your day-to-day should be 40 hours of work, and then you should go home and you can only smoke name brand cigarettes and drink name brand beer, and you should go into your little box and sleep to wake up tomorrow to produce. Do you think that that is a viable situation? If you are the upper class, do you think that you will make it out alive in a situation where you make most of the people miserable? I know the jokes about eating the rich and the guillotines and the all that. That's funny, haha stuff. And it is, until it isn't. If I'm the upper class, I would simply not enrage 300 million people. That's what I would not do. 300 million of them. That's so many more millions than you'd want to enrage if you could choose to. Well, if you thought that the George Floyd Summers was a bad one, boy oh boy. The summers are going to get worse. It's a lot of fucking people. I would simply not advocate for these types of things. I'm just saying.
Work at Hobby Lobby, take advantage of the 16 forms of birth control available, which you complained about as a violation of human rights on par with the Holocaust. Even after all of that, we still believe in many, many options if you are with child. 4, we just don't want the 5th. What's that? We believe in chastity, abstinence, contraception,
Okay.
parenthood, or adoption.
Okay. And then that 5th one, abortion. I guess we could talk about it. So abstinence is obviously, we're not going to go through with abstinence. People fuck and you don't teach how to have safe sex. So contraception is out, right? So you don't, abstinence only education statistically does not work. Proven to not work. Across the entire education system in the United States, a lot of the southern states use abstinence only education. And the red states are the states, of course, with the highest teen pregnancy rates on the planet, in the country. Contraception is part of that education, and when you don't teach contraception, people don't understand the ideas behind contraception. They don't understand how to use them correctly. And furthermore, because you are a capitalist, you don't support the freedom of the healthcare involved with these types of things. Contraception is not very affordable for many people, especially in the lower classes. 3, parenthood goes back into the capitalism and the education. If you don't educate people, they can't get a good job in the market that forces them to compete for others with survival necessity, like for resources to facilitate survival necessities. So they have to, it's crabs in a bucket all the way down. And then you add to that saddling them with the financial responsibility of having a child. Okay, so again, this targets poor people. Adoption. So now you have a bunch of poor kids that weren't necessarily not wanted, but just literally would not be able to survive under capitalism. So they go to the adoption center, right? Even after, now these people that chose not parenthood, but chose the adoption, they still have to pay for, all the stuff unless they were fortunate enough to get a surrogacy or something, right? So now you have adoption. Now you have a bunch of kids that are unwanted or unable to be cared for in a system that is broken and is run by predators. I thought we were the ones that were anti-grooming and anti-sex trafficking and anti-abusing children and pedophilia. Nope, we're going to put them directly into a system that exacerbates all of those aspects of our society. Cool. Instead of, 5th option, $400 abortion. Sometimes they can be done for free. $400 abortion. Just to not have another person exist in suffering. Fascinating. What a good and well thought out plan. Wow.
Just not the 5th.
Butterface.
You might not agree with me, but guess what? That's not fascism. Just like 60.
It is fascism. It would not be fascism if you satisfied the first 4. If you actually gave the first 4 options, I could understand a society that didn't allow abortion. If everyone's survival necessities were met, if access to education was free and available to anyone regardless of their income or their status or whatever, if people's food needs were met, if they were able to have access to the contraception for free, if they were able to have upward mobility in a class system that allowed at least bedrock bottom, then you can't go any lower than having a stable dignified place to live that's safe and you can keep your stuff in, you can be clean in it, you can have sanitation, you can have plumbing. If the bedrock that you could fall to was solid, I would be against it still, but I could at least justify your take on it. It would at least be a viable take. Like, you have all the avenues to make parenthood viable. There's no reason that we should allow you to terminate your pregnancy. I could at least get my head around that. I still disagree. There's way too many problems that can go wrong. Like, there's just too many things that can go wrong in pregnancy, and we need to leave it open just in case any medical emergency comes up, any financial emergency comes up. I mean, just think about it. Like, even people that really want kids, what if there's people that have been together and been trying to have kids for years, right? They finally get pregnant, and then tragically, the partner of the pregnant person dies, and their financial stability is ruined. And they're in the second trimester moving into the third. And they just couldn't bear to have a child without their, father or whatever. The love of their life that just died tragically in a car accident or something. Cancer, whatever. I could absolutely justify that person getting that abortion. Now, are the odds that person doesn't want to get that abortion? I don't know. Who knows? There's a lot of scenarios that could happen where that person is perfectly capable of having that child, and it's a very fulfilling thing. But I could also see how that could be traumatic. And they wouldn't be able to take care of a child while they're going through the grieving process like that. I mean, there's just so many ways. Ectopic pregnancies can be like that too. I mean, it's not all about rape and incest. Obviously, that's a concern, but it's not all about that. It's about a million other things that could happen. A million other things.
15 forms of birth control at Hobby Lobby.
My cousin was trying to have kids for years and had multiple miscarriages. Under this law, she should be in jail for multiple murders. God, this fucking sucks. It does suck.
But which is actually, there are very few businesses that actually subsidize birth control to the degree of Hobby Lobby.
So now you have to work at those businesses. Now you have to tether yourself, your body, your bones, your muscles, your brain, to creating capital for a company in order to get birth control. Does that sound right, Steven? Do I have that correct?
I don't get the 20. It doesn't matter. That's not fascism. Everyone remembers Pol Pot. Yeah, you have 16 choices. No, of course not. That's not how it works. This is the term that they use, sexual fascism, and it doesn't even take into account that there's a legal argument here. Their hero, their heroine, RBG said it was bad law. So
their hero, RBG. Ruth Bader Ginsburg isn't my hero or heroine. Liberals like RGB. Fuck, man. He doesn't even know. He does, and that's only like center liberals. Jesus, fuck. The only reason that she was wanted on there is because she wasn't as far right as the rest of them.
Them may have all of this figured out, and this is one of my favorites. Without Roe v. Wade, this is a brilliant idea. Maybe people should just stop having sex.
Hear me out.
Where are you headed, Annie?
If they overturn Roe v. Wade, humans that possess uteruses should collectively get together and never have sex with men again.
I get it.
Some of you guys were on the fence already about it. This will be the best way to protest this.
Lysistrata, baby. Ever read Lysistrata?
Deal.
Transies it is. You made me this way. She has to go to great lengths, too. She's like, humans without a uterus, because there's one NCAA swim champ. Like,
did you see that? You see? Did the joke I said at the beginning of this.
Hey, what about me?
What about me?
I guess he made up a new slur, sort of. Push for Michigan. Oh, are you coming here? Uh-oh. It's a good place. Also, we could use more lefty votes. Bring your lefty friends to Michigan. Bring yourself to Michigan. Make this place my communist paradise. Thanks for hanging out, just watching. Welcome. Well, that's the end of Louder with Crowder. on this one.